I mean, Adam and Sugang.
Oh, okay, I can do that. All right. Here we go. Are you gonna sashimi or sushimi? Who else is today?
Alison and Sugang. I mean, Adam and Sugang.
Wait, okay, I can do that. All right. Wait, I'm hearing myself recorded like a minute ago.
Yeah, we're like ventriloquists.
Sorry, that was my fault.
Guys are driving me nuts. Okay, let's go, let's go.
Dashi puki jushin meto cham Rila bingshi ningde genpati Sanke shindu mite uwagi Jokun nanda shingla chupasho Idam kuru namta mandala kamniyatayami Sanke chudam soki cholam la Jamchu badu dagni gyapsu shi Daki sunge ki pe sunam ki Jola penshe sanke chupasho Sanke chudam soki cholam la Jamchu badu dagni gyapsu shi Daki tungen ki pe sunam ki Jobla penshe sanke chupasho Sanke chudam soki cholam la Jamchu badu dagni gyapsu shi Daki tungen ki pe sunam ki Jola penshe sanke chupasho.
Yay. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, we have 100 folio faces in Xiaoping's text. We've done just about half in 11 terms. And let me get you my big, can you see my, you can see my cursor when I do have it up?
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, now we really see it.
Yeah, somehow it doesn't work in Word. Okay, and we can finish in 9 more terms at about in May 2023, and she'll be 17 years old. And your book is going to be about 400 pages long. So, and it's going to be a very important book for all ordained people. Right, Jigme?
Yay.
Huh? Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's just review where we're at. We were talking about, we finished how to get your vowels. And now we're on a new section. You okay, you guys?
Yes.
We're on a new section called Dopamine Numbers, which means ways to keep the vowels that you just got without them degenerating, which is a typical Vinaya structure. First, you talk about how you get the vowels, and then you talk about the vowels, and then you talk about, then you talk about how not to mess up your vowels, okay? And the first part of that is Chikian, okay? Outer factor, which means not inside of yourself. In Tantra, outer factor is also important. And it means you're gonna need a teacher to hang out with, okay? That will help you keep your vowels. So here's a list of good qualities of the Lama that you should rely on so you can keep your vowels. And there are, we've finished 7 traditional qualities of that lama who can help you, ne lama, right? The lama who stays in the same monastery who can be your mentor. And they should have, first, they should have kept their vows for 10 years without any big mess up. Second, they should have compassion, patience. Third, they should keep the same worldview as you. Four, they should be the same sex as you. Tiny Sundadema, they should have the three qualities. They're not crazy, they are human, etc. Luta Meltine, they should not be a Naga or something pretending to be a human. And they should not be cuckoo. Okay, now we reach the eighth quality of this mentor, Ne Lama. Okay, so who do you choose as your pronunciation checker, Xiaoping?
Stanley?
What? Okay,
Oh, sorry, you mean the checker to check mine or help me to choose?
choose, to choose for you.
Okay. Okay.
You want Stanley?
Or another person?
Up you, up you.
Oh, Sugan.
Okay, so again, choose somebody to check. with you.
Okay. Stanley.
Who is it? Who is it?
Stanley.
Okay,
Okay, Sugan.
never start with a fight. Okay,
It's too early for us.
okay, let's go.
Okay.
Checking Xiaoping.
Okay.
Okay.
Nede neki lama ngama gyupa sikte kappa de tak sangwe gewe shek nian shik den gopa sungso.
Great.
Great. Ne de ne ki lama ngama kyopa shite. Ne, I take it here to be the person who has the ne lama. Like Den and Temba. So that person who needs the mentor should choose somebody who hasn't been their mentor before. If you're choosing a new one, choose a new one, okay? And you should look for somebody who has Kepa Dedak Tang, means who has all those qualities of a good mentor, complete. Tang means complete. Gewe Shenyan here means spiritual friend, okay? Then here means the monk, the new monk should rely on that person. Gupar. Sungso, they have to. It has been stated, okay? And he's got some notes about the qualities that he listed, okay? For example, if you want the three, well, we're gonna get there. Okay, let's go to that later. All right. Let's read this one.
Okay.
Wake up.
Duwe gap mang po tawa tumpa ni dikpe tawa chenma impa la sel shin kap dear dikpe tawa chenni sangge ki chepa rak nam tang gewe lak dikpa mepa sempe kang sakko.
Nice, nice, not bad. Do wake up. Do wake up Mambor in many Vinaya sources, okay? In many Vinaya texts, Tawa Timbani, the requirement that the mentor should have the same worldview, okay? Is explained, Ser, okay? As is explained as that mentor should not be Dikpe Tawachem. What's that mean, you guys?
Wrong worldview. Tainted
Somebody who
worldview.
has like evil views, like killing is okay, stealing is okay, okay? Bad action, viewpoint, lama, okay? Serishing, but Come dear, in this specific context of a mentor, when we say Dikpe Tawa Chen, someone who has a worldview of bad deeds, what we're specifically referring to is, now we had this chip this morning, I think. It doesn't mean together with here. It was in Seiji's text with those weird tentacles.
An edict or something, the Buddha, a rule or something?
Yeah, the rules of the Buddha. Yeah, great. Yay, human computer. Sangeki Chepa, the rules of the Buddha, the rules that the Buddha has made. Charaknam, they respect both the Charonam and the Rakpas. What's that?
Subtle and gross rules.
Yeah. Then whether it's subtle or gross, a person with bad views thinks that
Sorry.
it's not, there's no bad deed. Dikpa me. There's no bad deed if I contradict or I break certain vows. Okay. So what does it mean when you say a Ne Lama has to have similar views? What's it mean? They should consider what?
How well they're keeping their vows.
Nope. They shouldn't be the kind of person who says,
That
Oh,
even
that one doesn't matter.
good. Yeah. So here, in this context, the real person you're trying to avoid as your personal Vinaya helper, Lama, not really a Lama, right? Just more like a senior monk who helps you keep your vows. You want to avoid someone who, in English we say pick and choose. Someone who says, I'm going to keep these vows, but I'm not going to keep these vows because they're not convenient, okay? So when we say they should have the same viewpoints as the new monk, it means they should respect all the rules, whether big or small, okay? And they don't say some of these are important, some of these are not important, okay? All right. Now he's clarifying some of the 8, okay? He just clarified what it means to have the same worldview, which was number 3, okay? Number 3 was same worldview. He's not going to clarify all of them, but he's going to clarify some of the 8 qualities. Now, here's a clarification of quality number 5. Please read.
Ta nie sum ni mi impa ma shepa tung ko pao.
Don't call
Don't call out.
Yeah, shopping, you Chinese guys, when you see a YI, make it a real American yin.
Yin.
Don't say in. Okay, good.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, number 5 of the 8 qualifications of a good Ne Lama was that they should have the 3 terms. It's called the 3 terms. But what it means is the 3 characteristics, okay? And these are standard Vinaya idea that the person has to have 3 characteristics. What are those characteristics? Number 1, mi yimba.
human.
They gotta be a human, okay? Your dog cannot be your Ne Lama, except in Nick's case. Okay, ma shepa.
Speak
You
clearly.
have to be able to understand the teachings.
Ma shepa
Or you understand what they say.
Ma shepa dungoa is the definition of a human in Buddhist scripture.
Oh. They can understand language.
Yeah, they can understand language. They can speak language
Speak
and
language.
understand it when it's spoken to them. Okay, that's the definition of a human being in Buddhist scripture. Okay, so it's kind of saying the same thing. They should be a human. They should know how to use language, and they should understand language when it's used to them. but it boils down to they shouldn't be some kind of spirit or something like that. Okay. They have to be a human being. Okay. And by the way, that's a Mayingag. It means there are many stories in the Vinaya of demons or other beings, nagas, showing up and causing trouble, impersonating humans. Okay. All right. Here's not a clarification of qualification number 6, which was they should be living in a normal body. Okay, lutamel dune. They should be living in a normal body. And here's the clarification by our author. Number 6. Please read, Xiaoping. Lu
Okay.
tamel.
Lutama to nepa ni chupa sokma impatang.
Yinba.
Impatang.
No.
Yin.
Yinba.
Impa.
Yeah, yin.
Yen.
Yin. Okay, say
Yin.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, all right. You can read this sentence. You don't need me. I'll have a coffee. Oh, tamel means normal body. Lu tamel means a normal body.
And
They are
not one that's
living-
an emanation or something.
Yeah, they're not an emanation of some other being, like a naga. Trupa means truku, right? Emanation. This emanation doesn't mean a rebirth of a lama. This emanation means they are not, they are not a demon emanating as a human or something like that. Okay. All right, now, number 7, qualification number 7 of a Ne Lama was the ground is staying in its normal nature. The ground is staying in its normal nature. Now, what's that mean? Our author is going to be nice and he's going to tell us what it means. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Salang shindu ne sorry, sarang shindu ne shepani pampa gichle lang te poku yopa soki kakmin pao.
Good. So Earth staying in its own nature means they are at the normal level of a monk. Okay, it means that they are right now. They are at the normal level of a monk. Okay, and what's that mean? They have not committed a pamba or a chagma, first level breaking of your vows, or second level breaking of their vows, and as a result of that, they have not been poguchupa. They have not been required for a period of time, to take a lower level in the monastery, like clean the floor or work in the kitchen as a punishment for breaking their vows. So the person you choose as your Ne Lama should be someone who is staying at their natural level, meaning they shouldn't have been demoted to a lower level in the monastery because they broke their vows. Okay, and that means usually you get dirty work. You have to do dirty work. Okay, so you don't want that kind of person who's under punishment to choose them as a Ne Lama. Okay, they should be staying Ne at their natural level, meaning, full level of a monk without punishment. Okay. Okay. Now, we're to the second of the 5 ways to keep your vows from degenerating. There were 5 different ways of keeping your vows from degenerating once you get them. So we finished this ceremony, long, complicated ceremony about how to get your vows. Now you got your vows, and you want to protect them. The first way to protect them was to find a Ne Lama, okay? The second way to protect them is to watch out for what is Sungwa Mi Tun Chog Ngo Shepe Gone Sungwa. You should know how to protect them by avoiding what works against your vows, okay? Now we're gonna move to that subject. And let's see what it means, okay? You gotta protect your vows from things that would hurt them. And here it is, okay? Here you go. Oh, wait, who's checking? Yeah.
Venerable Utpala.
Okay,
Okay. Nipa mi tung chok ngo shepe ngong ne sun ta ni dear gelong pe nam chele sun pe tung wa de nga thang me nam chele gelong la nie cha suk sum pe tu
Nhé chế.
nghe chế su sum pe tung wa thang she ne chung we she ne chun we nghe chế lam lek pa kong tu chu pe go ne tung wa de tak ngo she pa che te sung go te tung we
Sung
go te sung go te tung wa ngo ma she pa sung kyur myong we shinro.
good,
Beautiful.
nice reading, Xiaoping.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nipa mi tenjo ngo shepe. The second way to protect your vows, sung, is done by means of gone. Ngo shepa means you have been introduced to, okay? And in modern Tibetan, you can say, Ngo shengi mindu, I don't know this guy, I never met this guy. No one ever introduced me to this guy, Ngo shepe. Ngo she means to know the face of somebody. It can also mean I don't recognize you. But a good way to break your vows is not to know them. Okay, a good way to break your vows is if you don't know them. And in tantric, initiations and stuff, it's very, very common that they don't tell you your vows. Okay, so Sunchok Ngo Shepa means Sungtap. The best way to keep your vows is if somebody introduced you to the opposite of vows, mituncho, okay? Someone told you, look, if you kill an animal, you broke your vow, okay? So if someone has to introduce you to the opposite of your vows, and then you can keep your vows, okay? That's the best way to keep your vows, if you know when you broke them, okay? And this itself has 3 sections, okay? Introducing someone to what they have to break their vows has 3 sections classically in the study of the monks Vinaya. Okay, so here's the first one. Gelong Pai Namje. This Namje you had with Karma Vibhanga. Okay, Vibhanga means the divisions of. In that case, it was all the kinds of karma, right? All the divisions of karma. Here, it's all the divisions of Gelong Pa. What's that?
Full monk.
Full monk, okay? Fully ordained person who is a male, Pa, okay? Got it? That means there should be a Gelong Ma here somewhere.
Right.
Okay? A fully ordained woman, okay? So the first source that you have to go to find out what your vows are is the great Vinaya scripture taught by Gautama, which is called the divisions of the vows for a male person who is ordained, okay? That's a famous Vinaya text. In there are stated the 5 groups of downfalls. Dungwa Denga, okay? Denga means 5 groups. Pampa, Flagmas, etc., okay? And those are the main ones that an ordained person, a monk, would be familiar with. But there's 2 more sources for the monks' vowels. When we say 253 monks' vowels, most of them have come from this first source, but some of the vowels are taken from this second source. What's that? Mai namje, what's that mean?
Women.
Yeah, the division of the rules for fully ordained women. So you have to distribute the word gelong. You have to supply the word gelong mai namje, okay? The ancient Vinaya scripture for fully ordained people who are women. And in there, they have gelong's rules, okay? For gelong pa. They mention rules that male ordained people are supposed to keep. So the second grade source for studying, for getting familiar with your vowels is to go read the Vinaya text for fully ordained women, because it mentions some of the vowels for men, okay? And in there, they are called nieche, boo-boos, okay? So if you want to know your downfalls, go to the book for fully ordained males. If you want to know the boo-boos, which is a lower category of bad deed, you can go to the fully ordained women's Vinaya book, and in there you will find some vowels for monks, okay? Che su, sungbe tunwa. You can check the tunwas from there, okay? They were called, those vowel breakings were called problems in the Vinaya books for fully ordained women. Okay, so far we have two sources, right? Here's another one, third one. Shine means Vinaya Vastu. This is a famous Vinaya text, okay? It's called the foundation of vowed morality, okay? Vinaya Vastu. And this is important for all ordained people, okay? So Shine, the Vinaya Vastu, also gives some vows that you can break, okay? And you should lek bar kong de chupa. You guys, anybody for 20 bucks?
Understand it very well.
Yay, Nick, guy. I don't know, your birthday's doing something to your brain cells.
That's an easy one.
Getting wiser.
Did Aaron make you a cake? I just want to know if I should drop by.
just wondering out of are you gonna? No,
Might have-
not.
A smart man would say no.
I thought maybe the sugar was firing some synapses. Okay.
The opposite. I didn't have any cake.
Oh, so yeah, you gotta grasp deeply these three sources, okay? If you're serious about keeping your vows, you have to know what it is to break the vows. And to know that, you have to check these three sources. Not check, you have to super understand them. Lekpa kongduche, okay? You have to protect your vows or keep your vows by being well acquainted with what it is to break those vows, okay? You have to be acquainted with what it is to break those vows if you want to protect, okay? That's how you really protect your vows. Then he says it in a negative way. Who can translate this last line?
If you don't know them, if you don't know the downfalls,
Yeah.
then it will be a cause for you not be able to protect them in the future.
This is the future tensilizer.
You won't be able to, right?
You won't be
Yeah.
able to.
Yeah. It's never going to happen. Mion. It's never going to happen that you will be able to protect them, okay, or keep them. Okay, cool. It's a great, Xiaoping, if you want to make a life tool from here, it's like you got to know what mistakes you can make in your life if you want to do everything right. You should write a book called Biggest Mistakes, and you should make a video out of it. And you see, no, that's a life tool, right? So the idea here so far today is that if you don't know what's wrong, you can't do what's right, okay? All right. Who's next? Oh, yeah. Who's checking?
Venerable Chunzom.
Yay, she's mean.
No.
Mean check. Oh, as a checker, you're mean.
Thế này, tiếc là sung lệ thắng po là ngã, phang phe tê thắng, lạc mê tê thắng, thun chê khi tê thắng, sốc sạc khi tê thắng, sâu sạc khi tê thắng, nghĩa trà khi đều,
Nie che.
nghe kia khi
Che.
đều.
Nietzsche
He-
could do- Nietzsche
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
So therefore, then there's 3 parts to understanding mistakes you can make in your vowels. And of those, lei, the first one, double, has 5. What's the first of the 3? Let's go back here. There was a book called All the Divisions of the Vowels of Monks, and it actually had divisions into 5 groups of vowels. And that's the monks' vowels that we're most familiar with, okay? Like, if you know these 5 groups of vowels, you can keep your vowels pretty well. The other 2 sources are kind of just extra, are kind of like dessert, okay? The main meal is these 5 categories from the male ordained people's presentation, okay? So he says, Dena dila sum. We're gonna cover these vowels for a fully ordained monk from these 3 sources, but let's start with the first one. And the first one starts with, it explains 5 groups of bad deeds or mistakes you can make, okay? The first one is called Pamba. Pamba shida hama ne chetung bandu sunjitang sosha shida nyeje de nye. Okay, there's a verse. Pambe de means if you break the first group, which is called defeat, and if you break them, you lose your vows. Okay, so very serious. The first 4 are called Pamba, very serious group. Second group is called leftover group. Why?
Because you don't totally break your vow. There's a little bit
Yeah.
left.
You don't lose the vow, but you have like 10% left. Okay, you still have a little bit left. Okay, so it should be called the little bit left category. Then the third category is tungjeki de, which means downfall or mistake. And then the fourth category is called confessables. Okay, sorshaki de. And the fifth category is called boo-boos. Okay, so you gotta find words for these 5 where each one is more serious than the next one. Okay, all right. And we kind of covered this subject with the nuns' vows, okay, already, but that was a long time ago, and even I don't remember all the details. Okay, so we're on to the.
Nietzsche.
Nietzsche means a bad,
Minor.
done badly. Yeah, it's the most minor. Yeah, these are in order of severity. Yeah. So nieges are small things. I don't know, like blowing your nose outside on plants or something. Okay. All right. So here's the first group. And okay, then what this becomes here, the whole book segues into a list of the monks' vows. Now you're going to get a real list of the monks' vows, okay?
Cool.
And we're going to go one by one through the 253 vows of a monk, which is why you can't finish before 2020. Okay, I'm sorry. But by the way, you're going to be famous for this book. I don't know if you want to be, but you will be. Okay, here we go. Here's the first one. Please, who's checking? Sugang?
Venerable Jigme, please.
Yay.
Thằng po ní, các thằng sắc làm mối sa chết thế, mấy sọc sum khăn rung thu, răng khi nu chu,
Nor boo.
nu pu, chuk sinh rep he, de we,
Dewa.
de wa, Dewa Niam Su Yongwa Nimi
Yongwa.
Nyongwa Nimi Zhang Yo Ki Pang Patang
Samche.
Samche Ki Pang Patang.
Okay, cool. Now it's the same pattern as the nun's vowels. And at the end, first there'll be a description of the vowel, and then it will end with the short name of the vowel, which is sometimes a clear name and sometimes it's not a clear name, okay? This name is clear. Mitsang Chuki Pamba means the very first, most serious breaking of a vow from a fully ordained monk, which is sexual activity, okay? Having sex, okay? Sangche, Mitsangche means engaging in sex, okay? What is sex defined here? And by the way, the commentaries are very long about all the details, okay? So if you're really bored some night and you want some excitement, you can read that, okay? It's Norbu means the male penis, okay? Which means the jewel, right?
Money.
Yeah, like oh money payme, yeah. So Norbu means the jewel. Chuk means if you insert it, okay? Where? Into the ka of a woman, into the mouth of a woman, or into the shanglam, which means the poo path. Yeah, poo path, anus. Or moi sakche means the thing that drips. And by the way, Stanley, this is one of the sources of sakche and sakme in the Abhidharma.
The nose? What?
The sak, where
stains.
where the dirty stuff drips out. That's the mala in Vimala. Okay, that's the mala in Vimala. So
Cool.
those three places, and these three holes in a woman, the mouth, the anus, and the vagina, are called the three wounds, mai gosum, okay? And it means they are like an open cut on the body. They are wet, they are a hole, and it's also it's kind of a put down of those three places on the body, okay? They are like a open wound that causes trouble, okay? So it's called the three wounds, okay? Those three wounds, kang wound means any one of them. You put your norbu in any one of them. And then because of the contact, which is misspelled here, I think, because of that contact, you experience pleasure. Okay, Dewa Nyamsun Yom, you experience pleasure. That's the definition of sexual misconduct for a fully ordained monk, okay? Any one of those three. And then, there's long commentaries. What if you try to have sex and I don't know, it doesn't go well and you don't feel pleasure, you feel pain, or what if you use some other part of her body? And there's big debates about it, okay? But there's the basic definition. And if you commit this one, you're not a monk anymore. You lost your monk's, okay? All right. Number 2. And by the way, it relates very closely to Seiki text, right?
Yeah.
About people misbehaving in Tantra, okay? All right. Who's up next, gang?
Let's get Dr. Wordsmith.
Uh-oh.
Shen Ki Tak Tu Shung Wei Yu Tu
Only.
Yong Wei Yu Tu Daring Sang Wei Ngo Po Tung Chu Patang
Chokpa.
Chop Patang Jet, what's this one?
Jabu.
Njabu Kuatang Sak Ngak Ki Kuk Pa Soki Kone
Singak. Singak.
Jingar Ki Kuk Pa Soki Sok Ne Rang Ni Ki Tang Gir Che Nama In
Chin.
De
Chin.
Jin lên khi pa thắng. Pam pa thắng.
Nice. Your reading is, I don't know what happened. Maybe it's because you stayed in Arizona. People in Arizona get smart. Okay. Majin Lengi Pamba means the downfall of taking what was not given to you. Majin Len. So it means stealing. Okay. Number 2 is stealing. Okay. Now, each part of this vowels, Ngoshepa, we are getting introduced to each part of what it means to break the vowel, right? We are getting introduced to each part of what it means to break the vowel, okay? And each part has long commentaries, okay? But by the way, I like his definitions here. I think they're well done. Shengi Datu Suwa means that object should be considered by somebody else to be their own. They should consider it. This is my car. This is my coat. This is my money. Okay. Dr. Sung means they consider it their own. Okay. Somebody else, Shenki, considers Sungwa, this object to be their own. Okay. They think it's theirs. Okay. And in that place and time, you'll do it. That thing has significant value. Rin Sangwei means it has significant value. Okay. If you take a pen from somebody's house, that's a cheap pen. Even if they consider it their own, you don't break this vow. Okay. So in that place and time, okay, time of history, right? That thing should be considered valuable. Rin Chen Sangwa means it has value of 1 kashapana, which I calculate at $12. Okay, something more than $12. Okay, it should be considered valuable. It should be considered not insignificant in that culture and in that time. Okay, in that country and in that time, it should be considered something valuable, you know. So I don't know, like if you stole an orange in ancient times or an apple, that would be a serious breaking of your monk's vows. But in America right now, those fruits are so common and so cheap that in this culture, in this time, you would not break your monk's vows with the same object if you stole it from a store, because they're not worth much in an American store in 2020, okay? All right, ngupo, so that thing, ngupo means that object. There's different ways you can take it, okay? What's tu tokpa mean, you guys? We had a lot of twos in the Medicine Buddha Sutra.
Oh, right.
The mystical power of that thief.
Yeah, but here it means by brute force. Okay. Here it means by brute force. Utopa.
Steal.
Yeah, but topa means like you grab it out of their hands, or your
Rob.
country shows a bomb and you take it from the other country. Okay, it means by force, and out in the open you take it. Okay. Now, what's the opposite of that? Jabu.
In
Burglary.
secret.
Yeah, jabu means jabmak, for example, means what do you call those guys that hide in the bushes and ambush you? Okay, like yeah,
Bandidos.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Yes.
kind of
Oh,
racist.
a guerrilla fighter.
Because in Spain there's a lot of them.
A guerrilla fighter is called a jabmak. Okay, a secret fighter. So this means you sneak into somebody's house and you kua, you thief, you are a thief. So you can say, sometimes I translate topa as robber, and sometimes I translate kua as thief, okay?
Thief.
And kukpa, this isn't the kukpa that means idiot, that's a lakataka, okay? This kukpa is the gukpa that you use in tantric rituals to reel in the deities. You hook them and you reel them in. What's the mantra for that?
Ya hom vam ho.
I was going to give you $50. Who is that?
That was Tim.
Damn.
Dang, Tim. $50 to Tim, Ellie. Okay, got it? Sahum Baho. Yeah. That's called the Gukpa mantra, okay? So you can either steal things in front of the person, take it away from them because you're bigger or stronger, or your country has more guns, or you can steal it secretly out of their house at night, or you can use ze or ngak. You can use special powders or special mantras, and you can mystically draw their possession to you, okay? Using magic, okay? Zenga, okay? So ze, we had ze, this kind of ze when the audience was watching the horse and the stick and the magicians threw powder in their eyes. It's that kind of powders. Ngak means mantras. The old meaning of mantra is the secret words you use to get things, okay? Tukpa means to kind of reel it in, to direct it to yourself through magic, okay? So, yeah, soak. What's soak mean, Xiaoping?
Offering? Gathering. Gathering.
No, without the T, just soak means, and there's lots of other ways, okay? Soak means lots of other ways too, okay? We're just giving you 3 examples, okay? Anyway, doesn't matter how you do it. Gone means that you use any one of these methods and you dakir chipa, which is the opposite of daktusua, shengi daktusua. You make it your own.
Make it yours, yeah.
Yeah, you make it yours. Rangi, you make it mine. Okay, and that's the definition of stealing. So here's the parts. Somebody else thinks it's theirs. It has significant value in your culture. And you take it away from the other person and make it yours, either by force or in secret or by mystic powers or something like that. Okay, cool. Wow, that's the definition of stealing. Okay. Now we got the definition of killing. Okay. Here we go. Who's the checkers? Again.
Let's get.
Hey, Shin, wake up your husband.
We're
Yeah.
actually out of time again.
Oh,
Just-
yeah.
I wanted to tell Shin to hit her husband on the head with a. Okay. You got. Oh, Xiaoping, you want to give me $10?
How?
I'll sell you an American idiom for $10.
Oh, nice.
Saved by the bell. Here, I'll spell it for you.
Yeah, you told me this before.
Oh,
I remember.
Oh,
okay,
what does it mean?
Then it's only $5. Only $5.
It means that time's up, so you say I'm saved.
Yeah. Especially in the school, when the teacher
Oh.
asks you a question, and
Oh.
then the bell rings in the school and you escape. Okay,
We're
saved by
going
the
through the monk's vows.
Saved by the bell. Thank you. I review this idiom.
Okay, you don't have to pay me for it. I already gave it to you.
I passed the test.
Ooh.
Oh, it's the 26th. Okay. All right. Let's sashimi.
Okay. Sashi puki jushin meto cham rila bingshi ningde genpadi sange shindu mite uwagi jokun namda shingla chupasho idam guru namna mandala kamiya tayami Gewadi Kewukun Sunam Yeshe Zozo Shin Sunam Yeshe Lejungwe Dampa Kungi Topa Sho.
Okay, cool.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Gesla.
Gesla.
What time we start, Nick?
It's in 5:05.